This video will include 5 recommendations for good health by Norman F. Childers. Dr. Childers was a horticulturist, which is someone that studies the science of gardening and cultivation. He is known by many for drawing the connections between consuming nightshade, fruits and vegetables, and arthritis, as well as many other health issues. He wrote the book Childers' Diet to Stop Arthritis in 1977, along with many other books related to different fruits and vegetables. In his later life, he became a health advocate for a number of different topics. He lived to be 100 years old, leaving behind a number of different recommendations to improve one's vitality into old age. This video will include 5 of those recommendations he made mention of. The first recommendation is his most famous. It is to avoid all nightshade and nightshade-containing items from the diet. He said that if someone is having issues such as arthritis, skin rash, depression, teeth issues, eyesight problems, poor sleep, low libido, high blood pressure, as well as a number of other issues, that they should avoid all nightshades for 3 to 6 months to start to see the benefits. A list of the most common nightshades are tomatoes, potatoes, not including sweet potatoes, hot peppers, not including white or black peppercorns, eggplant, ashwagandha, and goji berries. Also note that many foods containing modified food starch are using white potato starch. According to Dr. Childers, for those who are having serious joint damage, that a longer period may be necessary for the body to repair itself. The second recommendation is to eliminate all cholinesterase inhibitors, including caffeine. Cholinesterase inhibitors stop the enzyme cholinesterase from breaking down acetylcholine. This can lead to overstimulated nerves, muscles, and exocrine glands. The nightshade vegetables are the biggest source, but caffeine is another for these enzyme inhibitors. End quote. A cup a day may not make much difference for most people. For others, particularly those in upper years, it could be a source of stiffness upon rising and spasms, being high-strung, sleeplessness, and upset stomach. The older we get, it seems, the less cholinesterase our body produces. That gives us agility, and hence the more cholinesterase inhibitors. As caffeine, solanine, capsaicin, nicotine will cause stiffness and aches. Try leaving coffee alone for a few days, change nothing else, and see what happens. This is one way to check questionable intakes, assuming you are rigidly on the diet. Number 3, limit supplemental fat-soluble vitamins, especially vitamins A and D3, both of which are contained in processed milk. According to Dr. Childers, we do need some vitamin D, particularly children, for bone development. Normally, adults get enough vitamin D from the sun if they are outdoors more or less daily. In excess, vitamin D can cause osteo problems, particularly the D3 form added to cow's milk, morning cereal, jellos, pills, some margarines, and a list of foods and drinks. In fact, D3 at 0.075% is used as a ration. True Grit Rampage to poison the hardest to kill northern rat better than warfarin. The problem is that modern nutritionists are not aware of the D3 in nightshades naturally. The food nightshades often make up a fourth of our plate. The D3 can cause osteo-like arthritis in livestock, as discussed with the photographs in the book. The news media and advertisers lead you to believe that calcium can only be gotten from milk and pills. Not so. All fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy, and poultry products have calcium, some a bit more than others. Plants and animals cannot survive without calcium, which is taken into their tissues. The problem seems not to be a shortage of calcium in foods and drinks, but a factor of factors: excess D, D3, and synthetic vitamin A, taken into the body that cause a nutrient imbalance and an unwanted type movement of calcium deposits in the body. The cholesterol problem actually could be initially an excess vitamin problem. Number 4, mint can be problematic for some. End quote. My hip ache disappeared when daily consumption of a small sugar mint stick after dinner was stopped. Sugar did not seem to be a factor. Several years ago, a lady from Indiana complained of peppermint giving her arthritic pains. Recently, we have had other complaints, so we consulted a reference. Toxicants occurring naturally in foods, National Academy of Science, Washington, D.C., 1973. Peppermint oil is 40% menthol, which is also found in small amounts in chocolate, yarrow, and eucalyptus. The oil is widely used as a perfume, ingredient, and flavoring in candies, cough drops, mouthwash, cigarettes, pills, space deodorants, chewing gum, liqueurs, toothpaste, etc. The more or less ensures sensitizing in people. Cases of hives have been reported, eczema-like skin irritants, heart fibrillations, long intake of 225 grams of peppermint candy daily, reduction of the loss of ability to smell, and toxic psychosis of a 58-year-old woman addicted to menthol cigarettes. Symptoms disappear when the source is stopped or greatly reduced. Number 5. Consume pectin as a way to reduce plaque accumulation, especially if over the age of 50. The benefits of pectin and lowering cholesterol could have to do with the soluble fiber's ability to bind with the bile and help excrete it, which will stimulate new bile production. Dr. James J. Serta of the University of Florida Medical College, Gainesville, has shown the high importance of pectin in grapefruit for reducing the cholesterol and plaque accumulation in the aorta blood vessel of miniature swine. The micro swine were fed a high-fat diet, 6 to 12 folds the normal fat intake, for 360 days. Then half the swine were fed a diet with 3% pectin substituted for cellulose fiber. The other half continued the high-fat diet. After 9 months, the swine were killed and examined. The first group, the vessel is almost cleared on the pectin-added diet. Pigs are more like humans than any other farm livestock. A grapefruit a day could be a good idea for people over 50 years, or ProFiber is a powdered pectin on the market. The second group, cross-cut of an aorta near heart showing continued high-fat diet vessel clogged with plaque accumulation. In a lot of ways, Norman Childers was ahead of his time. Many of the concepts he talked about are just now starting to gain traction. His writings have made a huge impact on my health and the health of those around me, specifically removing nightshades from the diet. I would say if you're dealing with any sort of issues, it is worth going nightshade free for 1 to 2 months to experience the benefits. It can be difficult at first when you realize how pervasive they are, but many alternatives exist and it is worth it. The next video will be simple substitutions for common nightshade containing foods.